The red lights flashed across the bridge of the alien medical ship. Healing light as Chief Medical Officer Zixtara received the emergency call. Her long blue fingers moved quickly over the control panel while her 4 eyes focused on the incoming message. The voice came through broken and filled with static, but she could make out the words clearly enough. This is Captain Jake Morrison of the human exploration vessel Frontier Dawn. We need immediate medical help. Asteroid collision has damaged our ship and injured most of our crew. Please respond if anyone can hear this message. Zixtara had never treated humans before. The tall gray alien with smooth skin and no hair looked at her assistant, MedTech Quindle, who stood nearby. His species looked similar to hers but had green skin instead of blue. Both aliens belonged to the Velthari race, which had been the galaxy's best doctors for over 3,000 years. Do we have any medical data on humans in our computer system? Zixtara asked while setting course toward the human ship's location. Quindle checked their medical database with his thin fingers dancing over the screen. Very little information is available. Earth only joined the Galactic Medical Consortium 6 months ago. Their biological data is still marked as preliminary research. Most of it is classified until more studies can be completed. The healing light moved through space at high speed toward the damaged human vessel. Through the viewing screen, they could see the Frontier Dawn floating in space with large holes in its metal hull. Pieces of rock were still stuck in the ship's sides, and emergency lights blinked on and off. Bring them aboard immediately, Zixtara ordered. Prepare the main medical bay for multiple trauma patients. We will learn about human biology as we work. The first human they brought aboard was Captain Jake Morrison. He was unconscious and covered in blood from deep cuts across his chest and arms. Zixtara had treated hundreds of different alien species, but something about the human's appearance surprised her. He looked much more fragile than the data had suggested. She placed Jake on the biobed and began running scans of his body. The computer showed severe internal bleeding and damage to several organs. His bones were cracked in multiple places, and his skin had been torn open by sharp metal during the asteroid impact. Begin standard tissue regeneration protocols, she told Quindle while connecting medical devices to Jake's body. Set the cellular reconstruction matrix to level 3 and monitor his vital signs closely. The Velthari medical technology was the most advanced in the galaxy. Their machines could rebuild damaged tissue and heal broken bones in days rather than weeks. Zixtara had used these same procedures on countless patients from dozens of different worlds, but something strange began to happen as soon as the treatment started. Instead of the slow, controlled healing she expected, the human's wounds began closing much faster than normal. The cuts on his chest started sealing themselves, and new skin grew over the damaged areas. The readings are wrong, Quinda said with confusion in his voice. His cellular growth rate is increasing beyond normal parameters. The computer cannot keep up with the changes. Zixtara watched in amazement as Jake's body healed itself at a rate she had never seen before. The deep cuts that should have taken days to close were sealing in hours. Even more surprising was that the new tissue looked stronger and healthier than the original skin. More injured humans were brought aboard the medical ship. Lisa Parker was the ship's engineer and had been exposed to dangerous radiation when the ship's power core was damaged. Her body should have been slowly dying from radiation poisoning, but instead she seemed to be fighting off the effects. Tony Garcia was the navigator and had suffered multiple broken bones when he was thrown against the ship's walls during impact. The alien medical scanners showed his bones were healing and becoming denser than they had been before the accident. This is impossible, Zixtara whispered as she studied the medical readings. No species in our database heals this quickly or shows this type of improvement during recovery. Each human patient displayed the same bewildering pattern. Their bodies were not just healing from their injuries but seemed to be making themselves stronger in the process. The Velthari had always been proud of their own regenerative abilities, but these humans were recovering at twice the speed. Jake Morrison began to wake up on the biobed. His eyes opened slowly and he looked around the alien medical bay with confusion. When he tried to sit up, Zixtara gently pushed him back down. Please remain still, she said in careful English. You were severely injured, but your body is healing remarkably well. How long have I been unconscious? Jake asked with a weak voice. Only 6 hours since we brought you aboard our ship, Zixthara replied. But your wounds have healed more in that time than most species heal in several days. Jake looked down at his chest where the deep cuts had been. Only faint lines remained where the metal had torn through his skin. He flexed his arms and felt stronger than he remembered being before the accident. Is this normal for your species? Quindle asked while checking the medical instruments. I guess humans have always been pretty tough, Jake said with a small smile. We tend to bounce back from injuries pretty quickly. Zixthara exchanged glances with her assistant. The medical computer was showing readings that suggested human healing capabilities were beyond anything in their experience. She had spent decades studying alien biology and had never encountered a species that could regenerate damaged tissue so efficiently. Your healing rate is far beyond what our preliminary data suggested, she told Jake. We may need to revise everything we thought we knew about human medical treatment. As Jake continued to recover, Zixthara realized that this chance encounter with injured humans might change everything the galaxy knew about medicine and biological adaptation. Jake Morrison sat up on the bio bed and stretched his arms above his head. The alien doctors watched him with wide eyes as he moved without any sign of pain or weakness. Just 12 hours earlier he had been near death with severe injuries, but now he looked healthier than most patients who had never been hurt at all. Zixthara called for Dr. Rimanara to come to the medical bay immediately. She was a specialist in exotic biology who had studied the strangest life forms in the galaxy. If anyone could explain what was happening with the humans, she could. The cellular regeneration is continuing to accelerate, Quindle reported while studying his instruments. Captain Morrison's muscle density has increased by 15% since we began treatment. His bone strength is now 20% above baseline measurements. Dr. Rimanara arrived within minutes. She was taller than the other aliens with silver skin and 6 arms that moved independently as she worked. Her species was known for being able to process multiple complex thoughts at the same time. Show me everything, she said while connecting additional sensors to Jake's body. I want complete biological scans of all the human patients. Lisa Parker had been moved to a nearby bed after her radiation exposure. The alien doctors expected her to be weak and sick for weeks while her body slowly fought off the radiation. Poisoning. Instead, she was sitting up and asking for something to eat. The radiation levels in her blood are dropping faster than our equipment can measure, Dr. Rimanara observed. Her cells are not just surviving the exposure but developing resistance to it. Tony Garcia was walking around the medical bay testing his newly healed legs. The broken bones in both his legs had been completely repaired and were now stronger than they had been before the accident. He could jump higher and run faster than the medical scans said should be possible. This is incredible, Dr. Rimanara said while reviewing all the data. These humans are not just healing from their injuries. They are improving themselves through the healing process. 3 more injured humans were brought aboard from the damaged ship. Each one showed the same pattern of rapid healing and biological improvement. The alien medical team had never seen anything like it in their thousands of years of treating different species. It's growing? This wasn't in our data, Zixthara exclaimed as she watched Jake's severed nerve endings reconnect and strengthen. The medical computers showed his nervous system was now more efficient than it had been before the injury. The healing process was unlike anything in their medical textbooks. When most species were injured, their bodies worked to return to the previous state of health. But human bodies seemed to use injury as an opportunity to become better than they had been before. Lisa Parker noticed how confused the alien doctors looked and tried to explain. Humans have always been good at adapting to tough situations, she said. We come from a planet that tried to kill us in 100 different ways, so we learned to get stronger instead of giving up. Dr. Rimanara took detailed scans of human cellular structure and found something that amazed her. Human cells contained what she called aggressive adaptation protocols. These were biological mechanisms that not only repaired damage but improved the body's ability to resist similar injuries in the future. Your species does not just heal, she told the humans. You evolve in real time. Every injury makes you more capable of surviving the next one. The alien doctors had always thought their own species was the most medically advanced in the galaxy. The Velthari could regenerate minor injuries over several weeks, which made them excellent doctors and healers. But humans were regenerating major trauma in hours while becoming stronger in the process. Tony Garcia's bones had not just healed from the fractures. They had become denser and more flexible. The medical scans showed his skeleton could now withstand impacts that would have broken his bones before the accident. We need to contact the Galactic Medical Authority immediately, Dr. Rimanara said. This discovery could change medicine for every species in known space. Jake Morrison was now walking around the medical bay with no trace of his previous injuries. His reflexes were faster and his thinking seemed clearer than before. The aliens realized that human healing was not just restoration but enhancement. How long have humans been able to do this? Zixtara asked. Always, I guess, Lisa Parker replied. We just thought everyone could adapt like we do. Didn't realize it was special until now. The medical team sent urgent messages to research centers across multiple star systems. Scientists and doctors throughout the galaxy wanted immediate access to human test subjects. The discovery that humans could undergo beneficial biological changes during medical treatment was revolutionary. Dr. Rimanara continued her studies and found that human brains also rewired themselves to handle new challenges. The stress of injury and recovery actually made their minds more efficient at processing information and solving problems. Your people are living examples of directed evolution, she told the humans. Every challenge makes you stronger rather than weaker. The alien doctors realized why humans had developed space travel so quickly after joining the galactic community. While other species required generations of genetic modification to survive, interstellar travel humans simply adapted naturally. We thought we were helping primitive beings learn advanced medicine, Quindle admitted. Instead, we are learning that they have the most sophisticated biological adaptation system we have ever encountered. The Healing Light received dozens of requests from medical facilities across the galaxy. Everyone wanted to study human healing methods and adaptation protocols. The crew of the Frontier Dawn had become the most valuable medical research subjects in galactic history without even knowing it. Jake Morrison looked at his hands, which now seemed steadier and stronger than before his injuries. So we're tougher than you expected, he said with a grin. Much tougher, Zixtara replied while shaking her head in amazement. And much more adaptable than any species we have ever studied. Dr. Rimanara spent the next 3 days running every test she could think of on the human patients. Her 6 arms moved constantly as she collected blood samples and tissue samples and brain scans. Each new result made her more amazed than the last. The cellular structure is completely unique, she explained to Zixtara while showing her the microscopic images. Human cells contain backup systems that activate during stress or injury. These systems do not just repair damage but actively improve the original design. Jake Morrison had volunteered to undergo additional testing to help the alien doctors under species better. He lay still on the scanning table while Dr. Rimanara examined every part of his body in detail. Your muscle fibers have restructured themselves, she told him. They are now capable of generating 30% more force than before your injuries. Your cardiovascular system has also improved to support the increased muscle capacity. Lisa Parker was in the next room being tested for radiation resistance. The alien medical equipment showed that her cells had developed new defenses against harmful radiation that were more effective than any artificial shielding the aliens had ever created. I feel better than I have in years, she said while the scanners examined her internal organs. It's like the radiation exposure forced my body to upgrade itself. Tony Garcia was running on a treadmill while Dr. Rimanara measured his physical capabilities. His bones had become so dense that they could probably stop small projectiles without breaking. His joints had also improved and now allowed for greater range of motion. This explains many things about human behavior that confused us, Quindle observed while reviewing the test results. Your species actively seeks out challenges and dangerous situations that other species would avoid. The alien doctors had noticed that humans seemed to enjoy activities that put stress on their bodies. They exercised regularly and participated in sports that involved physical contact and risk of injury. Most alien species tried to avoid any situation that might cause harm. We call it training, Jake explained. Humans have always believed that. Controlled stress makes us stronger. We lift heavy weights to build muscle and run long distances to improve endurance. Dr. Ramanara realized that what humans called exercise was actually a form of deliberate biological enhancement. By exposing themselves to controlled stress, humans were triggering the same adaptation mechanisms that had healed their injuries. Your entire culture is based around the concept of improvement through challenge, she said with wonder in her voice. You have turned biological adaptation into a lifestyle. The test results showed that human brains were just as adaptable as their bodies. The crew of the Frontier Dawn had been traveling through space for 2 years, and their minds had rewired themselves to handle the psychological stress of interstellar travel. Most species require extensive mental conditioning and medication to cope with long space voyages, Zixthara explained. But you seem to adapt naturally to the isolation and danger. Lisa Parker laughed at this comment. Space travel is actually pretty relaxing compared to living on Earth, she said. Our planet has earthquakes and hurricanes and volcanoes and all kinds of natural disasters. Space is much more predictable. Dr. Ramanara began to understand that Earth's harsh environment had created a species that thrived under pressure rather than breaking down. Every challenge that humans faced had made them stronger and more capable of handling the next challenge. Your planet's evolution forced your species to develop the most advanced biological adaptation system in known space, she told the humans. What we consider impossible healing you consider normal recovery. The alien doctors contacted medical research centers across the galaxy to share their findings. Scientists from dozens of different species wanted to study human adaptation mechanisms and learn how to apply them to their own medical treatments. Jake Morrison sat in the medical bay, reading reports about his own biology that he had never known existed. The alien tests showed that his body contained genetic switches that could be activated by stress or injury to improve his physical capabilities. So, humans are basically living evolutionary experiments, he said after reading Dr. Ramanara's analysis. More like evolutionary success stories, she replied. Your species has achieved something that most civilizations spend thousands of years trying to develop through technology. Tony Garcia joined the conversation after completing his physical tests. Does this mean we're tougher than other aliens? He asked. Much tougher, Quindle answered, and more adaptable. Your bodies can improve themselves in ways that our most advanced medical technology cannot duplicate. The test results were sent to the Galactic Medical Authority headquarters, where senior researchers studied the data with amazement. Several alien species requested permission to send their own medical teams to examine the humans. We have received requests from 47 different medical facilities, Zixthara told the humans. Everyone wants to learn from your biology. Lisa Parker was concerned about becoming a test subject for the rest of her life. We just want to fix our ship and continue our exploration mission, she said. Of course, Dr. Ramanara assured her. But perhaps you would consider sharing your knowledge with other species? Your adaptation abilities could help save millions of lives across the galaxy. Jake Morrison talked with his crew about the alien doctor's request. They had accidentally discovered that humans possessed unique biological capabilities that could benefit everyone in the galactic community. We came out here to explore and learn, he said to his team. Turns out we have something valuable to teach as well. The crew of the Frontier Dawn agreed to work with the alien medical researchers. They would share information about human biology and healing methods in exchange for advanced alien medical technology. Dr. Ramanara began planning the first comprehensive study of human biological adaptation. She would work with human doctors and researchers to understand exactly how their species had developed such remarkable healing abilities. "This discovery will change medicine throughout the galaxy," she told Zixthara. "We have been thinking about healing all wrong. Instead of just repairing damage, we should be helping patients become stronger." The alien medical team realized that their chance encounter with injured humans had revealed something that would revolutionize healthcare for every species in known space. Human biology was not primitive, as they had assumed, but represented the most advanced form of biological adaptation ever discovered. 2 weeks had passed since the crew of the Frontier Dawn had been rescued by the alien medical ship. During that time, Dr. Rimanara had discovered that human resilience went far beyond just physical healing. She studied every aspect of human biology and behavior with growing amazement. "Your species adapts to environmental challenges in ways we never imagined possible," she told Jake Morrison while reviewing her latest research. "The psychological stress of space travel that breaks most alien minds actually seems to strengthen human mental capabilities." The crew of the Frontier Dawn had been traveling through space for 2 years before their accident. Most alien species required extensive genetic modification and psychological conditioning to survive even short interstellar journeys, but the humans had adapted naturally to life among the stars. "Space travel is really not that different from exploring Earth," Lisa Parker explained while helping Dr. Rimanara understand human psychology. "Our ancestors crossed oceans and climbed mountains and explored dangerous places for thousands of years." Tony Garcia was working with Quindle to repair their damaged ship. The alien engineer was amazed at how quickly the human learned to use unfamiliar alien technology. Within days, Tony had figured out systems that took most aliens months to understand. "Human brains seem designed for rapid learning and adaptation," Quindle observed. "You process new information and integrate it with existing knowledge much faster than any species in our database." Dr. Rimanara had been analyzing human brain scans and found that their minds actually rewired themselves to handle new challenges. The neural pathways that controlled learning and problem-solving became more efficient under pressure. "Most species experience mental breakdown when faced with too much stress," she explained to Zixthara. "But human brains use stress as a signal to improve their processing capabilities." The alien doctors learned that Earth's evolutionary environment had been uniquely harsh compared to most planets that developed intelligent life. Humans had evolved on a world with extreme weather patterns and geological instability and countless predators and diseases. "Our planet tried to kill us in every way possible," Jake said with a laugh. "Ice ages and volcanic eruptions and asteroid impacts and plagues that wiped out most other species. The only humans who survived were the ones who could adapt quickly to changing conditions. This explained why humans had developed such remarkable resilience. Every generation had faced new challenges that required biological and mental adaptation. Over millions of years, this pressure had created a species that thrived on difficulty rather than avoiding it." Dr. Rimanara contacted evolutionary biologists from across the galaxy to share her findings about human development. The scientific community was stunned to learn that a single planet had produced a species with such advanced adaptation capabilities. "Most intelligent species develop on stable worlds with predictable environments," she explained to her colleagues. "Humans evolved on a world of constant change and danger, which forced them to become the ultimate survivors." Lisa Parker had been working with alien engineers to understand their technology. Within weeks, she had identified several improvements that could make their systems more efficient and reliable. Her ability to see problems and solutions that the aliens had missed impressed everyone. "Human creativity seems unlimited," the chief engineer of the Healing Light reported. "They approach problems from angles we would never consider and find solutions we thought were impossible." Tony Garcia had similar success learning alien navigation systems. He discovered that human spatial reasoning abilities were far superior to most other species. His brain could process three-dimensional movement through space in ways that confused alien minds. "We think differently than you do," he explained to the confused alien navigators. Humans had to track moving prey and avoid predators and navigate through changing terrain for millions of years. Our brains are built for spatial problem solving. Dr. Rimanara realized that human intelligence had evolved to handle multiple complex challenges simultaneously. While most alien species specialized in specific types of thinking, humans had developed general purpose brains that could adapt to almost any situation. Your species are natural explorers and problem solvers, she told Jake Morrison. This is why you developed space travel so quickly after joining the galactic community. The alien researchers had assumed that humans were primitive because their technology was less advanced than most galactic civilizations. But they now understood that humans were incredibly sophisticated in biological and mental terms. We thought technology was the measure of advancement, Zixthara admitted. But your species has achieved through biology what we required thousands of years of technological development to accomplish. Jake Morrison looked around the alien medical bay that had become his temporary home. So what you're saying is that humans are naturally suited for the challenges of space exploration and galactic civilization. More than suited, Dr. Rimanara replied. You are probably the most adaptable species the galaxy has ever seen. Your ability to thrive under stress and learn from challenges makes you ideal for the uncertainties of interstellar civilization. The crew of the Frontier Dawn began to understand that their species brought unique capabilities to the galactic community. While other civilizations contributed advanced technology or scientific knowledge, humans offered something equally valuable. In the form of biological and mental resilience, we can help other species learn to adapt and overcome challenges, Lisa Parker said while reviewing Dr. Rimanara's research. Our experience surviving on Earth taught us things that could benefit everyone in the galaxy. Tony Garcia was excited about the possibilities. Instead of just exploring space, we could help make space exploration easier and safer for all species. Dr. Rimanara had been contacted by the Galactic Council to present her findings about human capabilities. The discovery that Earth had produced such a uniquely adaptable species was causing excitement throughout the known civilizations. Your species could help solve problems that have challenged the galaxy for thousands of years, she told the humans. The biological and mental adaptation techniques you use naturally could be taught to other species. Jake Morrison realized that their accidental encounter with alien doctors had revealed something much bigger than just human healing abilities. They had discovered that humans possessed capabilities that could benefit the entire galactic community. I guess we're not just explorers anymore, he said to his crew. We're teachers too. 6 months after the medical emergency that changed everything, Jake Morrison stood on the observation deck of the new human-alien medical research station. Through the large windows, he could see ships from dozens of different species arriving. To learn about human adaptation techniques, the research station had been built, specifically to study human biology and share the discoveries with the rest of the galaxy. Jake had been appointed as the first human medical liaison to the Galactic Health Consortium and was responsible for coordinating the research programs. Dr. Zixthara walked up beside him carrying a datapad filled with the latest test results. The therapeutic protocols you developed with Dr. Rimanara are showing remarkable success, she said with excitement. Alien patients are showing improvement rates that we thought were impossible just a year ago. The Human-Alien Medical Exchange program had become the most successful research project in galactic history. Human doctors and researchers worked alongside alien scientists to develop new medical treatments that combined human resilience training with advanced alien technology. Lisa Parker had established the Adaptive Medicine Department, where she taught alien doctors about human healing methods. Instead of just treating symptoms and repairing damage, the new approach focused on helping patients become stronger through controlled recovery. The key is understanding that stress can be beneficial when properly managed, she explained to a group of alien medical students. Human medicine has always recognized that some challenges make the body and mind more capable. Tony Garcia had become the director of the Psychological Adaptation Research Center. His work focused on helping other species develop the mental resilience that humans use naturally to handle the challenges of space travel and exploration. Most alien species fear uncertainty and change, he told his research team. But humans learn to see uncertainty as opportunity and change as a chance for growth. The research station received patients from across the galaxy who came to experience human-inspired medical treatments. Alien doctors traveled from distant star systems to learn about adaptive healing protocols and biological enhancement techniques. Dr. Rimena had published her comprehensive study of human biology, which became the most important medical text in galactic history. Her research showed that human adaptation mechanisms could be triggered in other species through carefully designed treatment programs. "We have fundamentally changed how the galaxy approaches medicine," she told Jake during their weekly research meeting. "Instead of seeing injury and illness as purely negative events, we now understand they can be opportunities for improvement." The success of human medical techniques had led to broader interest in human culture and psychology. Alien scientists wanted to understand how Earth's harsh environment had produced such a uniquely resilient species. "Your planet's evolutionary pressure created the ultimate survivors," Dr. Zixthara explained to a visiting delegation of alien researchers. "Every challenge that could have destroyed humanity instead made them stronger and more adaptable." Jake Morrison had become something of a celebrity in the galactic medical community. His ability to recover from severe injuries and become stronger in the process had been documented and studied by thousands of alien doctors. "I never thought getting hurt in an asteroid collision would lead to all this," he said while reviewing the research station's latest achievements. "But I guess humans have always been good at making the best of bad situations." The new medical protocols developed at the research station were being implemented on worlds throughout the galaxy. Alien patients who had been considered untreatable were now recovering and improving beyond their original capabilities. Lisa Parker received daily reports about the success of adaptive medicine programs. Velthari patients are showing 30% faster healing rates when treated with human-inspired protocols, she read from her latest data. Zephyrian mental health patients are developing resilience skills that prevent future psychological breakdown. The research had also led to improvements in space travel technology and colonization programs. Understanding human adaptation mechanisms helped engineers design ships and habitats that promoted biological and mental enhancement rather than just survival. Tony Garcia worked with alien engineers to develop new training programs for space explorers. "Instead of trying to eliminate all stress and challenge from space travel, we now create controlled stress that makes travelers stronger and more capable," he explained. The Galactic Council had officially recognized the human-alien medical research station as the premier medical facility in known space. Representatives from every major civilization served on the station's advisory board to ensure that new discoveries were shared fairly among all species. Dr. Rimanara continued her research into the fundamental principles of biological adaptation. Her latest work focused on understanding how human-style resilience could be developed in species that had evolved on safer and more stable worlds. "We are learning that adaptation is not just a biological process but a psychological and cultural one as well," she explained to her research team. Human culture encouraged growth through challenge while most alien cultures focus on avoiding difficulty. Jake Morrison often thought about how a simple medical emergency had revealed that humans possessed capabilities that no one in the galaxy had expected. The crew of the Frontier Dawn had set out to explore space but had ended up teaching the galaxy about the power of biological and mental adaptability. "The best part is that we're still exploring," he said to Lisa and Tony during one of their regular meetings. "We're just exploring the possibilities of what life can become when it learns to grow stronger through challenge." The research station had become a symbol of cooperation between humans and alien species. Working together, they had developed medical techniques that benefited everyone and proved that different species could learn valuable lessons from each other. Dr. Zixthara looked out at the ships arriving at the station carrying patients and researchers from across the galaxy. "When we first treated your injuries, I thought we were helping primitive beings learn advanced medicine," she said to Jake. "Instead, you taught us that the most advanced medicine comes from understanding how to help life become stronger rather than just keeping it safe." The day an alien doctor had freaked out about impossible human healing had become the beginning of a new era in galactic medicine. Human adaptability had shown the galaxy that the best response to challenge was not just survival, but growth and improvement. Jake Morrison smiled as he watched alien medical students learning human resilience techniques. The galaxy would never be the same now that it understood the power of adaptive healing and biological enhancement. Humanity had found its place among the stars not through advanced technology but through the simple ability to become stronger when life got difficult.